When I saw Bricksforge's website, I knew how to replicate their banner effect and show all of you how to do it. That's what we're going to do in this video. Creating this effect where wherever the cursor hovers, well, the background image shows and it kind of looks like you got a flashlight shining on your website. We're going to do this in both Elementor and in Bricks in this video, and that's because it's a different approach to both of them. There are going to be timestamps, so you could jump to what matters most to you. All right, let's get started. To get started, there are a couple of links inside the description that'll take you to the blog post with the CSS snippets, one for Elementor and the other for Bricks. We'll start off with Elementor. From here, there are 4 steps to follow. The first step is we need to grab the class, which is going to be this here, cursor flashlight. Let's copy that and go to our section in Elementor that we are going to be creating this effect. I'm going to do it to this banner here. So go to your outer container, over to advanced, and then add in the class. Next up, we need to add our CSS snippet. Back over here in the blog post, we're going to take this in step 2, copy this entire snippet here. There's no need to adjust or edit it. It is already good to go. From here, go to a plugin that you could use to manage your CSS. When we are starting to add effects like this, it's always best to have a code management plugin. I'm going to be using Fluent Snippets. This is the free plugin that I recommend, but if you also want a more premium pro level type of code management plugin, then I would go with WP Codebox. Those are my recommendations. Let's go here and add a new snippet, and I'm going to call this one Flashlight CSS. Select on Style CSS and paste this in. That's it. Let's create it and then let's activate it. Next up, we need to add our JavaScript. Let's go back over to the blog post. In step 3, we're going to have this script right here. So let's copy this. Let's go back over to our code management plugin and let's add a new snippet. Select on scripts for JavaScript, paste in the code, and then let's give it a name. Create snippet and then activate. And that's it for adding in our code snippets to our code management plugin. But we have one more step. Let's go back over to the blog to step 4. We need to grab this snippet right here and we have to add in our image manually. This is the only complicated part of the tutorial. I'll show you how to do it though, and we'll make it easy as possible. Let's go over here to the banner. Let's go down to our custom CSS and paste this snippet in. I'm going to expand this so we can see it better. Right here, you can see image URL, and we need to add that here. So let's go to our backend. I'm going to find the image I want to add, and I'm going to go with this image right here. Now, we're not going to copy the entire URL. Instead, we're going to copy starting right here from the dash, WP content, and then the rest of the URL. Let's take it back over and paste it right here in between the URL. And when you paste it in, it should look exactly like this. Now, the difficult part is completed. If at the end you find that it's not working for you, go back and check this part out right here, making sure you have everything identical as it is shown. Now, let's go ahead and wrap this one up. What we are going to do is first, we're going to go to our background and we are going to add a background color. Let's choose a color here. I'm going to add this black purple color and I'm going to take the opacity down. Let me choose on RGBA so I can see how much opacity I'm going to add. I'll start off at about 75. Next, we're going to go over here to the background overlay, and this is really important. Make sure you select the same exact color to get the best effect. And then make sure this is at 100% opacity. You don't want to change this. Let's take a look in the front. By the way, you won't see this effect inside the Elementor dashboard. You have to see it in the front end. And there we go. We can see that it is working. Now it's very faint. Maybe you want a little bit more to show. Let me show you how to do that. You're going to control it here inside of your background by controlling the opacity. The more opacity that you give, the more of the reveal effect is going to show. So I'm going to take this one down all the way to about 50%. It should show really strong with this. Let's go ahead and publish it, update it. And now you can see it much more clear. So that is the only thing that you want to change. Now, there might be one more thing you want to edit if you are comfortable with editing code. Notice how there is a slight delay in the effect. Now, we did that on purpose. I wanted to really mimic Bricksforge. You could control this at either more delay or less. You could do that back over here in your flashlight CSS, up here at the very top. And this is the only thing that I would suggest editing inside of here. It's at 0.2 seconds. Let's say I wanted to go really slow. I'll change it to 0.5 seconds. We could update that, go back, refresh. And now we can see a really big delay or lag in it. And then vice versa, if we wanted to speed it up, we could just put on 0 seconds and it'll be just like instantaneous. Let's go ahead and update it. And now it just moves perfectly with the cursor. And I move back to the lag. I actually prefer the lag. I think it looks very smooth. Now, this was really easy to do. You could get really creative with this. And the best thing is, it's not only for banners. You could put this in a card. You could put this in a call to action. You could use this throughout your website and just open up a whole nother level of creativity. That's it for Elementor. Now let's check out Bricks. To do this in Bricks, make sure to use the Bricks link inside the video description. The process is very similar to what we did in Elementor, just with a few changes in the code and how we apply that background image. First off, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to apply the class to the section that we are going to create this effect on. I'm going to be using my own website for this. We have a new Figma course coming out for the Lightbox Academy. I'm going to be adding some effects to this, so I thought it was just a perfect opportunity. Let's go to the outer section, and I'm going to give it the class. I'm just going to go here, add my class cursor flashlight. Let me update this. And now let's go ahead and add in the CSS in JavaScript. First, let me grab this CSS here. I'm going to go over to my Fluent Snippets. Now, for all my Bricks heads out there, I know most of you are probably using WP Codebox. Is going to be the exact same thing. Let's add in new snippet, CSS, paste this in, and let's give it a name. I'm just going to call it Flashlight CSS to keep it really simple. And then you could also apply your logic as well. Something I forgot to bring up, showing how to do this inside of Elementor. Let's go ahead and create the snippet, activate it, and let's do the same now for the JavaScript. I'm going to take this snippet here, go back and add in a new one, select on JS, paste this in, and let's give it a name. I'll call this one Flashlight JS and create snippet. And when we are using it, I do suggest to also use the condition logic so that way you can have it show only on the pages you are using this. That's just me, what I would advise doing. Okay, select on activate. Now the next step, this is where things get different from Elementor because Bricks gives us the ability to use pseudo elements. So instead of using a CSS snippet like we did in Elementor to add the background image, we're just going to go to our pseudo elements and add an after pseudo element. To do this, let's go back to our front end. We're going to go up over here, select on after. Let me close this sidebar. And then from here, we could go and add in our background. Just make sure you have the after selected here inside of the banner. I'm going to choose, I'm going to choose the same one inside of Bricksforge. I'm going to shamelessly copy Bricksforge in this. I do want to give them credit though. I do love Bricksforge. It's an amazing tool, so definitely check that out. I also got a link for that in the description. Okay, we added it here. Now I'm going to set it up. Let me put it on full resolution, set everything up center, no repeat. And then cover. I also use classes for this, but just going to go pretty quickly right now. Okay, now that part is good. Let's go ahead and click it off. Get rid of the pseudo so we're not going to style it. And let's do the same thing that we did inside of our Elementor site with the background and with the overlay. First off, the background. Let's choose a dark color. And then let's take the transparency down. I'm going to take it down to a 0.5. I want to see it strong right off the bat. I could adjust that later. Let's go over to our overlay. I'm going to select on overlay, Add a color and just add the same exact color. You only need one of them and make sure it's 100% solid, 100% opacity. Let's go ahead and save it and take a look at the front end. And there we go. It is working here. It is very subtle though, and that's because of the type of background image that we're using. So I would go back in over here, make an adjustment to our background color. Let's make it more opaque. Let's drop the opacity down. I'm going to take it down to 0.25. Let's save that. Take a look at the front end. And now it stands out a lot more, looking a lot like what we got on the Bricksforge website. Now, since this is my website, I want to use this effect. What I'm going to do is change the image. Let me go back, click on banner, go to my pseudos, and then from here, I could change the image. So I got this graphic right here. Let's go ahead and see this new graphic that I got. I'm going to go back though, because this is a brighter graphic. I'm going to want to bring my transparency up. Let me take it up to about a 0.6. This is cool. Take a look at it in the front end. And check that out. That is super dope right there. Look at this, is going to make my landing page for the new Figma course look dope. But then you could apply this to anywhere on your website. You could put it on cards. You could put it on call to actions. And well, this is just a way that we could do a lot more on our website. We are good to go. If you have any questions, drop them inside of the comments. So what you think about this effect? Can you see yourself using it? Hope it could open up more creative ideas for your next web design projects. Well, that's it for this video. If you found this helpful and useful, then don't forget to do that good YouTube stuff. You know what's up, like and subscribe. I really do appreciate the support. Thank you for watching, and I will see you inside of the next one.